Hello everyone, I am Tony Ragoonanan and welcome to the Authenticity Agenda, where I explore the dynamics of being genuine, speaking up, and opening the door to influencing those around you. Today, I'll be talking about authenticity and the nature of intent. Why are some people so afraid to speak up? Why do some suppress their needs to simply keep the peace? And why is it so hard for people to be themselves? These scenarios are all too common, but can we identify a problem when there is one? The fact is that we can't always tell if someone agrees with a particular idea, especially if they have a fear of opening up. Likewise, what about those who say and do things to influence situations in their favor at the expense of others? We can't always tell when people are being honest and when they have your best interests at heart. When we think of the nature of human behavior, the aspect we really want to explore is the idea of authenticity. What does authenticity really mean? Authenticity is the ability to express oneself freely and clearly and includes an element of psychological maturity that involves building self-awareness, social awareness, and using them to manage ourselves and others in a variety of situations. Almost all of my work experience has been in the sales environment, and very often a new customer will give me the "let me hear your pitch" look. The truth is, I didn't always have a pitch. For anyone who has anything to do with managing the customer's experience, we know one thing. We better be careful not to come across like we are only thinking about ourselves. It's not whether it will work or not. It's not whether you truly believe in your product or service or not. The real problem is when word gets around that you are not really helping someone or adding value in some way, customers will disappear and your reputation may never recover. The difference between what we say when manipulating someone and what we say when legitimately adding value for a customer is the intent. And many times, intent will show. And it should show up as genuine. It's therefore inaccurate to imply that people who say and do what they feel are being authentic, especially when they are disrespectful to others. So why does intent matter in authenticity? Manipulation, for example, has a negative connotation, but some people make a living out of manipulating others, and quite frequently it works. For example, magicians manipulate others for entertainment. Salespeople sometimes manipulate others for the sale. And in our personal lives, we may manipulate others to get what we want. We may even manipulate our own children to get them to behave. Bearing these examples in mind, is manipulation always negative? No, it really depends on the intent. For a magician, the intent is to entertain. Intent can fit into 4 scenarios. Number 1, the intent is one of dominance, the I win, you lose scenario. This can be manifested as aggressive behavior such as insults, or manipulation. Don't be naive in thinking that when you are trying to manipulate, it doesn't come across that way. You don't have to know someone well to know when they are being genuine. I am sure that we can distinguish the fake smile from the real one, even from total strangers. Positive feedback from a leader, for example, can appear less than genuine as well, especially when it is not common practice for the person giving it. At times, the I win, you lose scenario may sometimes be someone saying something in anger, but acting out in anger or even being controlling distances you from being authentic. Unfortunately, individuals displaying aggressive or manipulative behavior consistently may have issues that run much deeper than what we could address here. They can sometimes even fall into a second scenario, the I lose, you lose scenario. And this happens when someone will sacrifice a positive result if they feel they are going to be getting the short end of the stick. Change is possible, but it will only come from an awareness of the negativity of this behavior and a desire to change it. 3. You win, I lose is a scenario where people allow others to get their way in an effort to preserve the relationship. They have a desire to fit in and to conform. Even though they create initial rapport, a person exhibiting this behavior may appear to be a pushover and could even be disrespected, even by those who mean well. The solution is to learn to speak up when you are being treated unfairly, but do it in a way that will possibly aim for a win-win. It is not always conceivable, and people will sometimes react negatively to your newfound assertiveness. But remember that you will be closer to your goal. William Fleeson, professor of psychology at Wake Forest University, once said, "Authenticity is consistently associated with acting highly extroverted, even for those who characterize themselves as introverts." End quote. Number 4, the intent is for the greater good. That is, to create a win-win scenario. If you legitimately do or say something that helps someone, the level of trust will increase. Even negative feedback is okay if the right intent is there. In other words, if you are trying to develop someone, brutal honesty is sometimes necessary. Negative feedback can actually work well if the recipient feels that you are on their side. Even expressing anger in the right way is positive. This is actually a form of win-win. Having the right intent is not always about making others feel good. Authenticity also removes the threat of artificial harmony. Harmony is sometimes artificial. When people don't speak up, issues are not addressed, and because of this, those around us may think that everything is okay. However, when we express ourselves authentically, we let others know our true motivations, concerns, goals, and values. It allows people to know who we are. Will everyone like you? No, getting along with everyone is an unrealistic goal. Not even Jesus did that. However, being authentic around people will give you a better chance of knowing the truth around you. If you don't express yourself in an authentic way, people will not be authentic around you. Think of a leader who creates an environment of fear. Would employees feel comfortable approaching that leader if they had a problem? You may think that all is well when it is actually the opposite. Therefore, don't pretend to be nice. Be nice. Don't give with an expectation that you will receive. Give to give. Intent matters. Don't fake intent. Be authentic with your intentions. Aim for the win-win. Even though it is not always possible, it can make all the difference in getting the results that you want. Thanks for listening. I'm Tony Ragoonanan, and if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe on my YouTube channel and visit my website at www.v-formation.net for more information on programs, webinars, virtual and face-to-face training programs. Until next time.